I use Carolina as an example. They got big, long, rangy defensemen that kill and end plays. They got tenacious forwards. They're a pure diamond. They're aggressive. They're basically 4 one-on-ones in zone. They basically give one guy to their goaltender. They do that 5-on-5. They're in your face. That works for them. Whereas, a team like LA or Philadelphia, for example, they have big bodies that are willing to block shots. They basically give up low stuff plays to their goaltender. That works for them by the personnel that they have. So I think it's important that you develop a system that you're going to implement that complements the people that you have. The third thing, I think everyone needs to be on the same page. I think you need to implement, I don't want to say rules, but you have to eliminate the decision-making process for your players so that they're acting on instincts and intuition. So they need to know where they are going and when they are going and what they're trying to accomplish. And then lastly, to me, this right here is the foundation of the penalty kill. And I learned this very quickly in the National Hockey League. When you look at the power plays around the league, there's anywhere from $30 to $55 million on any given power play. And if you give them extended zone time, they're going to put the puck in the back of your net and you're going to be lining up at center ice. So for me, you have to be organized off your faceoffs. Everyone needs to know exactly what they're doing on wins and losses. You have to be organized up ice on your forecheck. Barry talked about those 50-50 battles. Anytime that you can force the opposition to unload the puck at the defensive blue line, now you've created that 50-50 battle, and I think it ultimately sets you up to decrease the amount of zone time that you have. And lastly is, we refer to it in Ottawa as four-goes, but it's really just your trigger pressure point situations, and we'll get into some video for all of this. So first, with face-offs. So we always talk about being face-off ready, that face-off mindset, and Barry mentioned it. We use the term the line of scrimmage. You want to get established position, win or loss, on your opposition. Last year in Ottawa, we were predominantly a weak side exit team off our face-offs. For me, just you have to hope for a win, but you have to really plan for a loss. So I'm a firm believer of having your defensemen on their natural sides. I just think they lose length with their stick position. Their toe caps kind of get the opposite way. So we predominantly were a weak side exit team. And then for us on our losses, we were predominantly a center wing out team. We would go over under on certain situations, and I'll show you guys some examples on that. But on our losses, regardless, we were going. This is a four-goal pressure situation. We thought this was a chance to ultimately create a turnover when teams weren't in their set and they weren't really organized. So here we go with some video. So I believe that with face-off wins and losses, they have to correlate to each other, and I'll show you what I mean by that with our setup. So here, it's a D-zone face-off loss. We're going center wing out. We knew that New Jersey was trying to set up a drag flank with Hughes coming downhill. So ultimately, this would be Parker Kelly's guy. This is Claude Giroux's guy, and Sanderson's coming out here in a three-point pressure situation. This is a trigger on our four-go. Now they put the puck on the yellow, and for us, this is all-out pressure mode. Giroux does a great job there. We go down and get a chance. Again, a center wing out situation. That's Giroux's guy. That's Parker Kelly's guy. A trigger for us in our four-goes is if the puck were to come up and back down on the same side of the ice, our strong side D knew that was a trigger for him every single time. He was looking to jump that up, down, same side. And Mitch talked about it in his presentation, stick on puck. In Ottawa, we preach stick on puck, but we also preach flat sticks. And we trust that our players will make the correct reads. We just philosophically believe you close stick on puck, there's still the opportunity for an offensive player to make a small play over your stick. The skill now with players, if they are going to make it, or if they are going to make that skilled play over your stick, at least let's protect our triangle. So Artem Zub does a good job here. He flat sticks, we create a turnover, and ultimately get a 200-foot clear. So after we would go center wing out, it's just important that we're lined up accordingly. So on our wins, we would always have our inside winger. His responsibility was to get skin or pick on their inside forward as well. Our Board side D's responsibility was to bump this puck to the weak side. Here we do a great job of getting skin, and that's something that we would celebrate next game in a pre-scout. The small things that it takes to be effective on the penalty kill. Here it is again. We do a great job. We get skin. We allow our D to round the corner and get his 200-foot clear.